It has been a hot minute, and I'm sorry about that, but also, you guys, it's when one thing happened, I swear every domino fell in my life, and from bad things that happened turned into really awesome things. And I'm currently working on a very important piece. Greg and I got our laser cutter 2-3 months ago, started to get more familiar with it. Now I'm comfortable enough to engrave and cut things out. So I've decided to push myself to a new level and try to create an entire piece for an upcoming gallery. I am pushing myself to do a 100% a laser cut hand painted piece. So enjoy the process. I'm going to be doing time lapse through most of it just so I can catch it all on my phone. I hope you guys are well. There is going to be more vlogs. As much as I always say, like, I'm going to try to be better about posting, I've realized it is not a me problem. I'm just really busy, and that is a good thing. I hope you enjoyed the process of me making this gallery piece in a total of maybe 2 full days. Yeah, so let's get going. Okay, so as you guys know, the sketch is the base, the most important part of the process. It's the beginning. Here I've sketched out a couple things. The bottom one reminds me of like a 90s gremlin cartoon, so I love that sketch and I might actually use it and do some artwork with it. But from the sketch, I brought it into my iPad, I drew it out. I would glance at something that was Rat Fink, Monster Fink style, the Weirdos style, and I'd come back, especially the font, which I will talk about in a little bit. But at the end of the day, Greg has introduced me to all these cool styles: mid-century, atomic, Weirdos, Rat Fink, Monster Fink. I've also included some description links below that you can click on if you've never really heard of this, and a little bit about the history of it. So take some time, research. It's really neat, really fascinating, and a lot of the reasons you'll still see it today. It's very appealing. When I was growing up, I watched Ren and Stimpy, I watched Hanna-Barbera. I didn't know why I was so drawn to those cartoons and understood like what is going on? Why are these like little stardusts everywhere? And why are the motel signs old kind of mid-century neon vibes? But I didn't know what any of that was. I grew up on a farm, so I had no idea. And then Greg introduced me to all of this, and I owe him for sharing Weirdos with me, which we have around our house. And again, you can click on the links in the description that I've given of some research. Also, with the faceplate off the face, what character from Pee-wee's Big Adventure does that remind you of? Write in the comments, let's see if we get the same answer. Okay, I am reaching the end of making this piece. I have to say, sorry, I'm also printing things and making tumblers and doing all the things to get ready for all my deadlines and shows. But it's probably my favorite piece that I have ever experimented with, like trying something new. The pieces are so much fun to see them like separated from the group. I love it. I'm about to put it all together, but to give you an idea, I was trying to figure out what would be the best way to do the neon light. Of course, Greg came downstairs after I've already done this and he's like, you know what you should do? And I'm like, nope, we're not having that conversation. I'm already happy with it. So we do have the neon light. I'm gonna move it down. The second light might be a little triggering, but I did want to tell you guys I'm about to show you a flashing light. So if that bothers you, please look away from the video. It is up right now. I thought that one's kind of cool. I wish there was a little bit of a slower blink on it. I'm about to glue all my pieces together. I just got done making the little sign. I think I'm gonna add some more details to this, but otherwise it's pretty good. I have a few things that are gonna be, creature's gonna be off at the side. inn is gonna be down here. I'm thinking about adding something to kind of balance out the character to the top corner. So I have a little starburst that's going here. But font is not my jam in any way, shape, or form. And I'm pretty proud of myself for doing all of my letters on my own. I didn't look, I mean, I looked at something for inspiration, but then I looked away from it. And I just have looked at a lot of Rat Fink and Monster Fink since I've been with Greg, who grew up in the hot rod culture and motorcycles and all of that. So I definitely have seen a lot of it. I just don't like font. It is completely another skill. So to anyone that uses letters to make their art, you're fabulous. Time to put this baby together, and thanks so much for watching my little journey. And if you end up with this piece, I hope you love it and it lives with you for a very long time. So I learned, one, I love Posca markers so much. They are going to always be a part of my pieces that I hand paint with my acrylic wash. I did learn with laser cut when I decided to listen to Greg and outline the whole piece with the neon sign. I was gonna just lay it on top of the laser cut pieces, but once he mentioned like the edge of the arrow, I was like, well, let me just do the edge all the way around. I got through most of it pretty well, and then I learned that the porous edges are sucking up the super glue faster than I could keep up. And I couldn't use any other kind of glue because it had to stick immediately. It was sticking to my fingers. I would go to move my hand. It would pull it off of the board. It was so frustrating, but I'm very proud to say I figured it out. I had to use hot glue in one spot that was giving me the most trouble, but I found a way to hide that. If you're spray painting outside, just note that you can avoid all these leaves and debris by buying these at the dollar store, which is a food cover, and I just kind of angle it wherever I need to. Now that it's complete, I'm exhausted, but let me tell you, this is one of my favorite things I've ever made in my life. And it's all thanks to Greg, honestly. He bought the laser printer so that I could be more creative. And without him, I wouldn't have been able to do this piece the way I wanted to. I would have had to scale everything and know exactly what to do. And then the fact that you can turn this on or off, I love. The other thing I did was add a little holder for my name and signed it, of course, at the top. Changed my little logo from a squatch to a little creature. Thank you for watching the process of this. If you end up with this piece, thank you so much for supporting my art. And if you don't, it might end up on one of our walls here with all of our lunch pails. This is just our garage where we have our laser printer, but we have a lot of fun things in this room. It's a very eclectic room.